breaking news, Jason. I got a new mouse.
Oh, did your old one break?
Yes, actually. This wasn't just I like mice, but there was a good reason to do this.
Okay. All right. What did you have before?
I had a Logitech G602, which is a wireless, like, FPS-ish mouse, I guess. It takes two AA batteries. It has 6 little thumb buttons, which is interesting for games like Dota. And it had a middle mouse button, so like the click of the wheel, that didn't work. Like it had stopped working.
Oh, like your middle mouse button stopped working.
Right. So like middle click button did not work.
Yeah. Nope. Straight to jail.
It'd been not working for a little while, and it was like I at one point thought that they had changed the behavior of the web browser to not allow you to middle click on a tab to close it, because I do that all the time. And I thought, like, I was like, oh man, they changed this. I guess people were getting too confused. Like they must have changed the behavior, and it turned out my mouse was broken.
Yeah, that's I would not be able to browse the web if I couldn't do that.
Yeah, it was rough.
Okay, so then that had a lot of buttons, and I'm looking at that one. It doesn't look like they make it anymore because it's $250 on Amazon.
Correct.
So I'm going to guess that you didn't get a new one of those. But I like the button arrangement because it's not like the huge like bunch of buttons. Like you said, it's only 6 on the side, and they're like tucked tightly against the top of the curve, right? Like they aren't on the bottom, like they don't cover the whole thumb side of it, just the top.
Right. Your thumb would sit underneath those buttons normally. So naturally I was sort of procrastinating a little bit on a Friday, and I was like, I had some time at lunch, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to Best Buy. I'm going to get a mouse today. So I went and I did that. And this was like 2 weeks ago. And what I bought was a Razer. I don't know about that, but anyway, a Razer Basilisk V3 Pro. So this is a wireless, looks the same, but it only has 2 like forward and back buttons on the thumbs, plus a weird little triggery thing on the thumb. And then it has a rechargeable battery built in and charges with USB-C, which I like, and has the opportunity to go with the little dongle it comes with or with Bluetooth.
This is 50% of the buttons on the thumb as your old mouse. I don't know that I would have been able to do that.
Well, it helps that I didn't use the 6 buttons on the thumb that I had, because if I'm going to do something with lots of buttons, I have my Logitech G600, which is the MMO mouse with 12 buttons on the thumb. That's my like many buttons on the thumb button mouse. So this was more of my, I just need something to kind of do productivity. And like, if I'm ever playing, first person shooters, like I would play with this one, not with the MMO mouse and all of that. So yeah, it was an impulse decision, but it was a good one, I think. I've been happy with it so far. It is a little bit more RGB gamer for my taste, but
well, yeah, it's Razer. What did you expect?
I kind of don't hate it though. Like it has this little little thing around the edge. It's like under lighting for like a car, which I think is super tacky on cars, but on the mouse it's kind of cool because it like lights the it's like a halo of light around the mouse on the desk.
That's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool. Like it's very gimmicky, but I like set it into a very unobtrusive. I think I set it to either solid color like breathing, like light and dim. But I set it to be pretty, they have something where you can do like flame effects. And I was like, no, not doing that on my mouse.
Now you can find your mouse in the dark.
I can. It's kind of cool. I am a little bit worried because, again, wireless, right? It has lights on it. So you have to tune in the settings so that it doesn't kill the battery by just like running lights all day. But it's rechargeable though.
Wireless. I mean, you went from wireless to wireless. That you're set on the wireless thing.
I am, because I have too much stuff on my desk, and I already have this MMO mouse that is wired, and that's too many wires. I mean, not too many wires, but that's enough of a wire that I always get annoyed by it. I've been thinking about getting the weirdest, gimmickiest gamer accessory, which is a mouse bungee. You know these things?
Mm-hmm.
I've been considering getting one of those for the MMO mouse so that it keeps the cable out of the way. But that just seems like too much. And so I have this wireless mouse, and I had this other wireless one, which I had originally bought that 602, the one that's now $250 on Amazon. I got it on clearance at a Best Buy or something for like $40. I think it was like very much an impulse buy, because I was like, well, at that price I can deal with wireless, no problem. And if it sucks, I'll get a different thing. But it turned out to be really pretty nice, and I just was using it, and then it died, and I wanted another wireless mouse.
I can't do wireless headset. I get the preference of wanting a wireless headset, wanting to be able to continue to wear it as you walk away, but like you're not using your mouse as you walk away from your desk. So I never have to worry about the battery of my mouse. I never have to worry about the battery of my keyboard, of my headset. I never have to worry about it. It's a desktop. It doesn't move.
So, there's another wrinkle to the story here, that I did end up buying an additional peripheral because I wanted to be able to keep my mouse somewhere when I switch mice, right? So when I switch from the kind of FPS mouse or whatever to the MMO mouse, I typically just kind of put the mouse, up, like further up on my desk, and it's just kind of there, but doesn't really have a spot, and so it kind of gets in the way sometimes. So I went kind of crazy and bought the Razer Mouse Dock Pro to go with this mouse.
Oh my God.
And it's actually really fun.
Does it also have RGB?
It does. I mean, I don't need it to, and I don't want it to, but like it does.
This is like the magnetic charging station for Razer mice, right?
Correct. So the mouse has a little spot in it that is, when it ships, it has a little blanking plate in it, like a little plastic blanking plate. And then they sell a little coil that's like a little, Qi coil or whatever, which then allows you to charge the thing on regular wireless chargers, I believe. But it also comes with this dock, and the dock magnets the mouse onto the dock. And then it can charge the mouse using the little dock, and the dock suits as a dongle too. It is the wireless dongle, so it gets the dongle even closer to where the mouse is. Because before I had the dongle was on the far side of the desk, and now the dongle is like very close to the mouse because that's where the little cradle thing is. So it has a home, and if I put it on that, it, I believe, charges. And I haven't had any trouble with it yet. So
this is a nice accessory. This is a lot like, it reminds me a lot of the Steam controller accessory, the new one coming out, where it's got the dongle and the charger right there. It reminds me a lot of that. This is nice.
It's totally excessive, but it is nice.
I still don't understand, if you're going to have a cord that comes up to the edge of your desk, like, why not just have it connect to the mouse?
Because then the mouse can move freely without, like, you have freedom with there's no cord. You don't have to worry about it bumping all the stuff on your desk as you move the mouse.
Yeah, maybe
the cord stays still.
Too much stuff on your desk.
I do have too much stuff on my desk, but the cord stays put. Like, this cord doesn't move. It's like a keyboard cord. Like my keyboard is corded, which is fine. It's not that I don't like the look of wires. It's purely functional. Like, it's the like, if I'm moving the mouse around, then the mouse wire can knock into stuff, and that's annoying to me.
Yeah, I get that. This is a cool product. I will give it to you. I still don't like the idea of having to charge my mouse.
I mean, this takes it away. This takes away the problem. Logitech has a solution for this where they make an entire special mouse pad that has inductive something in it. And so it charges your mouse like as you use this mouse pad, but then you're locked in to having to use this particular mouse pad, which I didn't want to do. So I got this little dongle, or this little dock thing, which is nice because, again, I put the thing there. So the vendor ecosystem lock-in is coming for me, because now I'm like not buying, but seriously considering the Naga Pro whatever that is wireless and can work with this thing.
No, you just flip them out.
Yeah, and I could just swap the
you
mouse.
hot swap your mice.
Yes, hot swappable mice. It's living the dream. So I'm very I don't know. It was all kind of a little bit of a silly thing, but I'm very happy with it ultimately. The other thing is I have a Basilisk that I bought when I was traveling at one point, and I use it on my desk at work. So now my mice that are at work and at home are close to the same. I mean, the one at work is older, but there's the same shape. They feel the same in the hand. So I have the same kind of like setup for the mouse at home and at work.
I look forward to the update where you say, I bought another Razer mouse.
Like, I don't like it. Like, you plug this thing in and Windows automatically does its little driver finding thing, and it pops up this giant green thing in front of your screen, and it's just like Razer. And I was like, I'm not this much of a gamer, but like, I'm hoping the product is good.
I like that the Razer Naga now has like hot swappable keypads. Have you seen this?
They've had that for a long time, actually. Yeah, I have seen it.
I love that.
It's cool. I've heard that it's not always the most reliable, but it was from some people. But then I've heard that it's also the most amazing thing in the world from other people. So I kind of want to try it, especially because the swappable things are a 12-button MMO side, and then a 6-button MOBA side, and then a forward and back button regular side. So like,
yeah.
I could just, it's my next mouse will probably be one of these to try it and see how it goes.
Well, I'm glad you found something you like. I'm still stuck. I'm still saddled with the burden of having my favorite mouse be discontinued and not having found a good replacement yet. I am down to my last spare.
Oh,
my last one.
Oh no.
I have now started to research how to repair them.
Okay.
So I'm to that point. They start to double click, or they start to like click twice when you only single click. That's how they kind of go. And it gets really annoying. You start highlighting text or something, like it gets really bad. Or it starts to right click when you left click. It does some weird stuff. So I got to research how to repair them. But I know that there's a tiny niche community out there that is all about repairing the SteelSeries. I think it's 502. Hold on. The SteelSeries Rival 500. It's gone now. And you can find them for like hundreds of dollars for people like me that stored them. But I have to find a new one. And the part that I really like about this mouse, and if anyone knows of another one, let me know. I'm really genuinely looking for my next mouse, and I will buy 10 of them if I like them, is the buttons, like the 6 buttons that on a MOBA mouse, or the 12 buttons on an MMO mouse. They're like under your thumb. And it's always so hard for me to explain this. Like they sit under your thumb where your thumb rests. Like in a 3D plane, they sit to the right of your thumb if you are, if you're sitting and you're right-handed. But what I like is buttons surrounding my thumb. So like on this Rival 500, there are buttons in kind of like an oval around my thumb. So my thumb where it rests, like, doesn't rest on any button, but I can roll my thumb up or roll my thumb down to hit some of the buttons. And that is, I use it everywhere. I use it in every game I play. The roll down, which is the easiest thing to hit, is the button I use the absolute most. For example, like in World of Warcraft, the roll down might interrupt. It's the thing you need at a moment's notice. Like, you just don't want to think about it. You just kind of roll your thumb down. In Warframe, it's the control, it's the crouch button, so you can bullet jump. In Guild Wars 2, it's the dodge button. I mean, like, it's always the I need something right now button. And I don't know, I love it so much, and I've found nothing that replaces it.
I would recommend physically going to a Best Buy, because they actually have a lot of mice on display. Like, I don't know if any of them are what you're looking for, but like they have a lot of them that you can actually like put your hands on, which is nice.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. That or a Micro Center.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I forgot you actually have Micro Centers.
Yeah, they're far, but they exist. I will find one eventually, or maybe I'll just have to make my own mouse.
That seems much harder than just getting used to a different mouse.
Welcome to Pride and Accomplishment. My name is Jason.
And I'm Chris. This is episode 172.
Blizzard knows their player base.
They are good. They are good.
This past weekend, World of Warcraft hosted a, quote, welcome back event.
Welcome back weekend.
Welcome back weekend, where if you had ever subscribed in the past, you could play for the weekend without a subscription for free. You go back and play all your characters, get back into it. And they did this prior to The War Within, which I participated in. And they did this now prior to midnight, about a month before it comes out, right after the pre-patch event started. And I felt so targeted. I felt so like they're doing this for me to get me back into this game. I played, we played for the, 48, 72 hours that we got to play for free. And ever since then, I have been wanting to play again. So it did exactly what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, it was really nice because you got these kind of, it was like 3.5 days. It was a nice long period of time. So it was like from Thursday night or maybe midday Friday or something all the way through like Monday afternoon. So you had like the whole weekend to hop in and do whatever you want. It didn't include things like the new housing stuff from Midnight. Like you would have had to purchase Midnight in order to have access to that. But it did give you, both of us, a chance to get in there and take a look at all of the stuff we've been talking about in terms of the things that have changed with the add-ons and with the interface and all of that stuff, the scary stuff that is like, oh no, did they ruin the game? Blah, blah, blah. Insert sensational YouTube thumbnail here. Like we got a chance to kind of get in there and do all that stuff. And what I said to Jason was, this is nice because it doesn't feel like you're wasting new expansion game time to set up your UI and mess with your add-ons and go through all these things. And it was really nice. Yeah, it was totally free time, right? Like you didn't feel compelled to, I got to get going on the story. You weren't going to be behind in any regard, and you weren't paying for the time. So yeah, it felt very good. They should do this every time. They should just, I don't know. Maybe even just the week before the expansion actually drops, they should just do it and be like, hey, play for free. And then like you slam into that wall right at the launch time of the expansion. I would. That would make me want to resubscribe immediately, which I would have anyway. But I feel like this one, they're looking almost, and here's my thing. So I played that weekend and I really, really want to play more. But I haven't subscribed yet. And I feel like people that if I didn't have a collector's edition on the way with 30 days of game time, which I knew was coming, I would have subscribed already. Okay. And I think that's what they're looking for. Maybe they're looking for that, like, hey, there's an event that came out that gets you back into the swing of things. And they're looking for kind of that 1 month, like what is the actual, business reason for they're looking for that 1 month of subscription leading up to the expansion rather than everyone just waiting for it. I guess. I am the person that you were talking about in terms of I don't have a Epic Edition pre-ordered yet or a collector's edition or whatever, but I'm going to buy the Epic Edition that comes with 30 days of game time, and I'm waiting to activate those 30 days until the time is right. So the Welcome Back weekend was actually for, getting back into the swing of things and playing the pre-patch event, which had come out. I think on the last episode, we talked about the fact that the 12.0 patch came out, which is like all of the actual features, but the event itself for like leveling up and catching up and all that had not come out yet. So it restarts the story a tiny bit, but it's only like, from what I can understand, like really loosely tied to the story, maybe. I don't know. At least in the last expansion, it was like only very loosely tied to the story. And this one seems similarly out there, let's say. But how much of the event did you play? Did you level up any characters? Did you get any gear? Did you do anything at all? I did get, I went to the area where thkind of pre-patch event, and I did a few of the quests or whatever and got a little bit of gear. Not like a ton, and I didn't go for anything specific. I think I bought actually a couple of decorations for my impending house, right? A couple of cosmetics for the housing thing, because it was, event currency that's going to go away at the end of this thing. And I didn't know what else to spend it on. I was like, well, fine, I can get a cool couch or whatever for my little fake house in WoW. So I did. Or maybe it was like a chandelier or something. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It was just something to kind of show that I had done this thing. And that was fun. Like a trophy. Exactly. Did you target anything? I know you have like 1 million characters and you wanted to level them all up. That is why I've wanted to get back into it. So I set up my 2 main characters, which I played kind of all through the last expansion, and did all of the, every time you log in and things break, and we'll talk about add-ons in a second. So I did all of that.
and reset up those characters, but they didn't need any gear. They didn't need any like pre-patch catch-up stuff because they were already there or above the gear that you would get. But I did level up one additional character so far to level 80. I leveled up a monk, and I did it on like the tank spec, and set that character up and got that character 100% up to speed, like caught up in gear to what my other mains were like. And so it feels kind of bad that you just like catch up right away. But at the same time, like I know it's in preparation to keep playing. But I want to log back in because I have one of every class now. I have one character of every class. And many of them are still level 70. I want to get them to level 80 because it seems like it takes like 30 minutes to get to level, like those 10 levels. They keep updating this pre-patch event to make it so easy to get gear. They keep making it easier and easier and easier. Like when it first came out, it was kind of hard. And now it's like, you can do it on other characters and transfer the currency, and you get so much currency you don't know what to do with. And so I want to get back in and do this on all my other characters because like I said, when the last expansion came out, this is like the most fun I have in World of Warcraft because there's so much like accomplishment happening when you level up all of these characters and hit your goals on all these characters, because it's such a low bar, but it's so easy to check off all the boxes.
Yeah. I thought about doing the expansion or the achievements for the like boss event, the boss rotation thing that they have in the pre-patch event. And I think I'm about halfway there. Like I did consider just kind of grinding through all of those because they come in a specific order and it's easy to do.
Right. It only takes about an hour and a half. I got it just by playing. So it's pretty easy, and you get a mount for it. It's kind of nice.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I was like, it's for a mount. I like mounts. Mounts are fun. Like who knows if you'll ever be able to get this mount again. So why not? All right. So should we talk about the gloom and doom changes and how they broke the whole game and how it's terrible?
The add-on apocalypse.
Yes. I was actually kind of disappointed at how much of ado was made about this thing and how much nothing it seems to have been in the grand scheme. Like, it's not that they didn't change anything, but like the game is still World of Warcraft. Like the game is still the game. Like you can still play this thing. It's not broken forever like the people would have you think.
I mean, the game works without any add-ons. So yeah.
Yes. Okay. Fair. They do provide enough buttons to actually, play the game without add-ons.
Yeah. I mean, you can't just boot it up and play it. I am not surprised the state that we're in. I think in the long run, I'm going to wait. I'll wait a little longer, but I think in the long run, I was mostly right in that they're not destroying the add-on game, but they are significantly changing the things that were available to add-ons. The only real death that I have learned about in this whole add-on debacle is weak auras, which was so extensive and customizable that I'm not surprised, right? It tracked things that you really should have been tracking or shouldn't need to have been tracked, or like it really, if you had a good weak aura, you had a competitive advantage, right? And they stripped a lot of that functionality, but everything else, customization, whatever, it's all fine. Like even LFUI, while not updated yet, is coming back, right? It's going to be there. And everything that I personally used LFUI for is still going to be there. So I think in the end, I think there was a lot of like doom and gloom. And there was, they did the thing where they turned it up to 11 and then they turned it down and down and down and down. And I would say from where they started to where they are now, they're probably at like a 3 or a 4, where they got rid of like, a fair bit of functionality that some weak auras or some add-ons, including many weak auras, relied on. But I think it had the desired effect. It had the desired effect of people no longer having things that can play the game for them. At the same time, it has vastly like shuffled the add-on environment, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of like calcification in the add-on space where it's like, you have to get this, you have to have that, you know, you must have WeakWarriors and you have to install all these specific WeakWarriors and all that stuff. This has definitely put all that stuff in a blender and made people kind of adapt. And it's also raised the bar of what Blizzard has provided stock built into the game.
Yeah.
Which I think is worth something, right? I mean, they put a damage meter directly in the native client. Like, you don't have to have details anymore. It's nice.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah, I uninstalled it. Never brought it back. I'm good enough with the baseline that it provided on nameplates, damage meters, and cooldown manager has replaced, I don't know, at least a couple WeakWarriors, if not a couple add-ons.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. No, I think I got rid of half a dozen add-ons for, you know, or I didn't search for alternatives for half a dozen add-ons, I think, because of those things.
Now all they need to do is make the baseline bag
oh my gosh,
experience better.
Yes. They should just hire the person that makes Bagnator and just like make that the default.
Honestly, it's like the like when I logged back into World of Warcraft, like because I did what I said I was going to do. I disabled everything, and I logged back in, and the very first thing I was like, I need a bag add-on.
Yeah, they're bad. Like they were. Yeah, it needs so much help, especially because there's so many good options now.
Yeah. Just the auto organization, right? Like there's just so much junk, and you know people say this about Guild Wars 2, but I feel it in World of Warcraft as well. There's just so much junk.
Yes, and you got to manage it all. And like, I actually really like the like Baginator, which is the one that I think we both use. It shows you like what era stuff is from. So like it categorizes it for you in the bag as like, this is from Dragonflight, and you're like, oh well, now we're 2 expansions later, I can delete that. And like it's nice to be able to know that stuff immediately without having to like mouse over it and read a little tooltip and try to figure it out. And do I really need this thing or not? Like it definitely simplifies, or like bubble up to the top gear that is an upgrade or gear that is a higher eye level than what I have. Like it's nice to kind of have all that stuff so you don't have to constantly be comparing and constantly be, it takes all the like the tedium out of it, which is really nice.
Yeah. Other than that, there's a couple of customization add-ons that I installed. I think the biggest one is around just wanting my action bars to look the way I wanted them to look. And then the big miss on Blizzard's part, and the one add-on that I really needed to like get my UI back to where I wanted it, is a class resource monitor or meter or whatever. Mm-hmm. Because the way that Blizzard displays class resources and what, like Fury or Soul Shards, I think they are, and Demon Hunters and Mages, it's mana, or for Frost Mage, it's your ice lances, or they just don't display them in a good way in the base UI, and that's the only one big. The cooldown manager is great. I think it's really, really good, but it's just class resources is the one miss, I would think. Yeah,
it's especially frustrating because the mage icicles that you're talking about are not considered a class resource, and so they don't show up in any of the class resource tracking stuff. They just are little 3D icon things that show up over your head. So you just have to kind of pay attention to your character. You have these little white thingies that are whitish blue things that kind of float over your head, but they aren't technically class resources. So they aren't tracked by anything that does anything with class resources. So there were WeakWarriors that would do this for you, and they put nice little bars for you. But now WeakWarriors are dead. So it shows up as a buff. It's a buff that counts up.
Oh, I wonder if there's some kind of add-on that will do it for you. But that's frustrating. Because that's like a core mechanic of Frostmage.
It really is, but they've also simplified that. We should talk about rotations and buttons in a minute here, because they've definitely simplified all that stuff too.
My bars for Demon Hunter are bare.
Oh yeah, I saw you like you streamed, and I was like, "What happened to your bars? Like you have no buttons."
They're gone. It's gone. And what else? Warlock is okay. Warlock has a lot of button bloat and like things that you'll never use.
Utilities.
But I used to have 3 full like 1 through 0 bars plus a couple characters. Normal, shift, and control as my 3 layers. Right.
Yep.
They all be full. They'd all have something in them. And now I would say less than half of them have something in it. So many buttons are gone.
I didn't have that as much with Mage, although it definitely they reduced it. I think I probably lost like 4 slots or 5 maybe. It's been hard to tell because a lot of stuff that's on my bars, they move some of those things to talents that I haven't gone through the talent tree in detail yet to see like if I want those things back or not. So the thing stays on your bar, but it's always dimmed out because you just don't have that spell, which is a little bit annoying. Like I'd almost rather they just got rid of it. But the thing that really like screwed me up and screwed up my muscle memory is, and this is probably going to get too technical about frost mages for a second, but bear with me. I normally have number 4 is my filler spell, like Frostbolt, right? You just, spam Frostbolts, whatever. And then number 2 is my Ice Lance, which is an instant cast thing. That's nice. But then I had in between those, I had number 3, which is Glacial Spike, which is the thing when you get to 5 icicles, like we were just talking about, you press Glacial Spike, right? So I log in and I look at my bars and like Glacial Spike is just gone. Or I think it was gone, or maybe no, it wasn't gone. It was, there were 2 Frostbolts next to each other. There was number 3 was Frostbolt, number 4 is Frostbolt. It's like, what happened to my Glacial Spike? Turns out Glacial Spike, not in the, spell book, right? Not there. You can't have it. It's gone. I was like, oh my gosh, did they delete it and replace it with Frostbolt? That's weird. So I go over to a training dummy and I start doing a rotation, or I start like, shooting this thing with Frostbolts. And all of a sudden, when I get to 5 icicles, the Frostbolt spell turns into Glacial Spike. And I was just like, what has happened? Like they just made it so you just like keep pressing this one button and it just turns into the capstone of the combo basically. So you don't have to kind of observe that you've hit these 5 things and then press the button to kind of take advantage of that. It just automatically happens. It's very weird.
Weird, yes. Weird because it's different, but a lot of the same things have happened on Warlock and even Demon Hunter, where you're using the skill, and then, oh, by the way, you have a proc or you have enough class resources to do this other thing. The buttons that you just normally press, we've just updated them. Just press the same button again.
Which, I mean, like, fine. It's good, right? Because it makes it easier to play. But then if you are the whatever, the hardcore gamer that's just like, well, it should be a skill issue. There should be some skill to this and blah, blah, blah. You make it too easy. Like, I don't know. I don't think I was particularly good at optimizing these things, but I do have muscle memory, though, for pressing number 3 to do these things. So I have left it as both of those buttons do that spell set.
Nice.
And so whenever
Nice.
I get to 5 icicles, I just press the 3 key, which does the same thing as the 4 key I was just pressing. It's very silly. But if you look at my bars, I have the same spell next to each other twice.
That's funny. That's very interesting. I completely redid my bars. I'm learning new muscle memory.
I'm gonna do that.
That's funny. I didn't think about doing it that way.
It was just because I knew, like, I had this. Yeah. Anyway, they changed it, and I just didn't want. I wasn't ready to make the change, so I stubbornly stayed in the past.
I think with the reduced number of buttons and things in your rotation, it is now completely possible to build something that fits on a controller.
Yes, I have been thinking about this a lot lately. I am about to go on a trip, and as often happens for me, but it's going to coincide with the launch of Midnight, right? It's going to coincide with the expansion release. So I have to figure out how I want to handle this and how I want to play WoW while I'm traveling. And I have a couple of options, and I'm trying to figure out what the best one to do is. One of them involves bringing my MacBook Pro and playing WoW on a MacBook Pro. The other one involves bringing a Steam Deck and playing on a Steam Deck.
I think you can get away with a Steam Deck with a good mapping, a good button mapping, through all of the story and all of the level up content.
Yeah, I'm not going to be raiding with controller, but like, I think I could handle navigating the world and doing stuff with the controller on the Steam Deck.
I think now more than ever. Absolutely. There's so much like, and what we were just talking about with the buttons, like the buttons switching, it reminds me so much of like, we're going to talk about it in a second. Actually, I'm playing Immortals Feeding Rising, and there's combos, right? Like you hit the X button 4 times in a row, and on the 4th time you do a different attack that's stronger than the other ones. Like all of this reminds me so much of that, where, on Demon Hunter, I'm hitting this button, this button, this button, this button. Oh, I have enough resources to do the extra one. Hit the same button again, do a special attack. I don't know if they were specifically targeting the ability to play on a handheld, but they've certainly made it like achievable with very low effort as compare what it used to be, right? Like what it used to be is you could do the one button rotation, you could click that button, but like there was still a lot of defensives, there was still a lot of movement, there was still a lot of like, a lot of like logical progression from button to button where you had, like you said, you hit two. Okay, you have to hit 3 now. That's gone. And I'm getting excited just to be able to play certain things not at my computer on a Steam Deck, because I think it would be or maybe I just want to chill, right? And turn on
just
Twitch,
lean back and like play with a controller.
Yeah, and play World of Warcraft with a controller, even at my computer. I think that is well within the realm of possibility now.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to try it. I actually, in preparation of this, yesterday, I started trying to revive my World of Warcraft on Steam Deck and got a little bit stymied. So I actually went ahead and reformatted my Steam Deck. So that I could start from scratch, and because something got screwed up with the Battle.net launcher and Linux and all that stuff. Because like the Steam Deck runs Linux, right? Unlike the ROG Ally, so it's not like you just install the thing. You have to install it using Proton and all the compatibility layer stuff and whatever. So
it does work though.
It does work because I've done it before, but then I had like kind of done a poor job of deleting it at one point because I was like, I'm never going to do this again. Ha ha ha. I need room for some big game. And so I went and tried to delete the WoW thing, but I didn't properly uninstall it. And so it got into a state where the Battle.net launcher couldn't find the Battle.net update agent. So it never worked. And anyway, it was just very broken. So I just decided to kind of nuke it and try again, which I'm about halfway through. I'm somewhere in the middle of I'm at the go download 150 gigabytes of World of Warcraft stage.
Yeah.
So I've got to do that part first, and then I get to start the thing. I've got CurseForge set up on the Steam Deck. I've got it linked up with the WoW install. I got the add-on console port is installed. I haven't been able to launch the thing yet, and I don't have an active subscription yet. So sometime over the next couple of weeks, I will get all that stuff squared away and probably give it a try. I watched a video, like a YouTube video of somebody setting this thing up. And at the beginning of it, they just like showed some B-roll of them playing, and it looked very natural and very doable. And I was like, I could totally do this. So it'll take a little bit of setting up, but I think there's a good chance that it might work, especially now that all the buttons have been decimated.
When you get it all set up and you have a controller profile, send it my way.
Okay. Yeah, because you could probably use it. Well, I don't know. Maybe I was just thinking you could probably use it with an Xbox controller, but then there's those back buttons on the Steam Deck. But you have that super fancy Xbox controller with back paddle things, so maybe it would work there. I don't know.
Chris, when do you plan on resubscribing?
I will let you know. Probably sometime in the coming week ish.
I got an email a few days ago from the Blizzard store. Mm-hmm. That if I needed to update my address for the shipping of my collector's edition, I needed to do it prior to February 8th.
Which is the day we're recording.
So I'm hoping that my collector's edition is shipping Monday, February 9th, and will be here soon this week, which comes with Game Time, which is when I've kind of said I will resubscribe using the Game Time that comes with it.
Yep.
So I'm hoping this week as well.
Cool. Well, then it sounds like we know what we're doing next weekend.
Yes. I've made a foolish decision leading up to the launch of World of Warcraft Midnight. I have been I've been struggling in and out on like settling into a game for more than like 10 minutes.
Okay. Yep.
And so because I've decided that I'm not going to resubscribe to World of Warcraft yet, I was like, I need to find something else to like just settle into for a little bit. And I decided that it was now time to play Immortal Phoenix Rising. I purchased this game years ago. It was a 2-hour violation. It was like almost a half a decade violation. I'm pretty sure I bought it in 2020.
Oh, wow.
but it was on sale for $5 for like the complete edition at some point in the, maybe it was $13 for like the complete edition at some point in the past. And I bought it knowing that I would want to play it someday. I have now started to play it and I'm 3 hours in.
3 hours? Oh my gosh. That's like an eternity for you.
Yeah, I know. I played 3 hours. I played it's funny. It's like if you took Zelda, like the Breath of the Wild, plus Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and you smash them together with Greek mythology, or like Greek god mythology or whatever.
Yep.
That is this game, because I'm playing, and then the like title sequence starts and it like opens up the map, and I was like, oh, that was Tutorial Island. like you start to realize the Assassin's Creed, like, oh, I'm now allowed off this island and to go to do the rest of the things. So that was about an hour and a half in, and then I played for another hour and a half or so. But it's been really good. I mean, I knew it was going to be good.
I mean, it came out like a couple years after Breath of the Wild, right? It was like sort of a knockoff of Breath of the Wild, is what people would say. Yeah. And in a very good way, I would say. Yeah. I mean, it people like it. I have not played it, but I might have it on Epic or somewhere. I don't know, somewhere. It does not take itself too seriously, and that's what I really like about it. It's a very like funny video, like the writing and the narration and the story that's happening and the way they tell, just a very funny game. Just doesn't take itself seriously at all, which is really cool. Like, I like that a lot. Because you play Assassin's Creed Odyssey and it's like very serious, and the fate of the world, and someone political taking over, and this is just like, yeah, there's a Greek god and there's a Titan over there, he's doing bad things, but this Joe Schmo that got in a shipwreck, you're the fate of humanity, I guess. Those can be good. I mean, sometimes they're a little too cheesy, but like if done well, then yeah, they have some charm to them. The combat's pretty good overall. Movement's pretty good. I would say the difficulty is unbalanced, or maybe I'm just not good yet. In the starter zone, I was like, oh, I want to go do the Assassin's Creed thing where I check off all the things on the map, right? Mm-hmm. And I started to go do all of the things in the starter zone after I had unlocked the rest of the map, and could not. Too hard. Which I was very surprised by. I was just like, wow, I'm like doing almost no damage to these enemies. I'm clearly not like supposed to be fighting them yet. And I'm on normal difficulty. And I was like, oh, I guess I have to come back later, which I didn't expect. I expected it to be a little easier, particularly Tutorial Island. But that's okay. I mean, there's plenty to do. And so far I have not been challenged. I haven't been like stopped in story progression. Like if I just wanted to beeline the main story, so far I have not been stopped. I mean, I'm only 3 hours in, and Time to Beat says like 50 hours, but, I mean, it's an Assassin's Creed game. What do you expect? Well, so it's a nice bite-sized game to play before WoW comes out in 2.5 weeks. Yeah, that's why I said I made a mistake, Chris. I said I made a mistake. Okay, well, okay. You have choices. That's fine. But it's been fun, and I'm going to keep playing it in bite sizes, I think. And this is also really good. I would say a really good ROG Ally game. Oh, I bet. Yeah. Okay. I was just looking to see if it ran well on the Steam Deck. Oh, I don't know. I know it goes on sale for like $5. So I would say for $5, probably worth it. Looks like it works on the Steam Deck. I would call it the third best Assassin's Creed game. Oh, but it's not an Assassin's Creed game. Even though it's not an Assassin's Creed game. It basically is. I mean, it's an Ubisoft game, so it's just a follow the checkboxes. It's the same formula. Like, it's that whole thing, right? It is follow the checkboxes, climb to high places to unlock parts of the map, use a bird to scout areas, dive off of the high areas. It's like it's a straight copy. It's so good. And I like it. I like a good classic Assassin's Creed game. Like Odyssey was great. I didn't really care for Valhalla, but Odyssey was so good.
And this is just like Odyssey, but like tongue-in-cheek Greek mythology humor. So I think it's great. Okay, well, if you know a mouse for me, or you want to convince Chris to go get the Naga or something else, I don't know. Chris, I think you need more RGB in your life. I think that's really what the long and short of that pre-show was about.
No, it was not at all about that. No.
Yeah,
No.
I think that's what it was. So if you have more RGB suggestions for Chris, you can get in contact with us by joining our Discord, which you can get to at discord.pnapodcast.com.
If you want to find any of our older episodes or read our show notes, you can visit our website at pnapodcast.com. That's P, the letter N, the letter A, podcast.com.
If you're enjoying the show, we would love if you could share it with some others that might enjoy it as well.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll talk to you next time. Speaking of RGB, did you know that they added a thing in Windows 11 to like harmonize all of the different RGB vendors into one thing that's called like Windows Dynamic Lighting or something?
No, but I just opened it.
The Razer app like begs you to turn it off so that you only use their thing to set the RGB stuff, because it has a limited API because it can only do certain, baseline things that everybody can do. And they're like, well, we can do more stuff. It's like, I don't need more stuff. But if you wanted to, synchronize your Logitech stuff and your Razer stuff and your, whatever stuff and make them all the same color, I think you could use this Windows thing to do it. I haven't played with it. I just learned about it the other day.
That's cool. I've never seen this.
Well, there you go.
Oh, well, no dynamic lighting compatible devices connected, even though my Keychron keyboard is totally an RGB keyboard, but whatever.
Maybe it's not compatible. I don't know.
I guess not.
Too bad.
Oh, and my SteelSeries mouse is also RGB, so I guess it's not compatible either.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some like minimum vintage where they have to be in order to support these things or something. I don't know.
I also have RGB fans in my computer. I don't know. Okay.
Okay, so maybe it doesn't work. I didn't know if it worked. I learned that it was a thing from the Razer thing.
Maybe it only works with Razer, who immediately asks you to turn it off.
That would be funny. I don't know. Sorry. I regret bringing it up.
I was very excited about it until I learned that none of the things that I have work with it.